Being inducted into the Business Hall of Fame this evening is Mr. Robert Ott. Here to help me introduce Mr. Ott's videotape is Rupal Patel. Please join me in giving her a warm welcome. Good evening, Rupal, and we want to welcome you to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Namaste, Mrs.
Eubanks.
My pleasure, Miss Eubanks.
Ah, thank you. You're speaking a different language. Rupal, you should know, speaks 3 languages and is now learning her 4th, Spanish. Is that correct?
Sí.
Muy bien. What other languages do you speak?
Hindi, that's I had what I used when I first stepped in, and I also speak Gujarati and English, like duh.
She's got the English down. Can you tell us more about yourself?
Pick a language.
Oh, yeah. Stick to English because I know the duh part. Okay.
I'm a junior at Amelia High School, and my favorite subject is math, and I love to listen to Indian music, and I'm a manager at McDonald's. Oh, and Tom and Jerry is my favorite show.
You learned some interesting English language words with Tom and Jerry. Now it's your turn. 50 years from now, where do you see yourself, and what will you be doing with your life?
With my language skill, I can see myself running in a worldwide company.
Okay. This sounds wonderful. And I also understand you have a symbol that signifies Mr. Ott's achievements?
Since Mr. Ott is the printing business and is one of the fine art printer, I want to show his most important pieces in the work.
Okay. Oh! He only prints them on paper like this, though. We know that. Okay. Thank you very much, Rupal. Very nicely done. Rupal Patel. As you see, there's a recurring theme now, not printed money, the real money. It's time now to show everyone Mr. Ott's video.
Robert Benjamin Ott was born in 1923 in Cincinnati. He grew up in and around East Walnut Hills and Hyde Park, playing the games all boys played as he watched his father, uncles, and grandfather go off to work in the family business. Hennigan Printing was truly a family business, started by brothers John F. and James H. Hennigan in 1886. Run by Mr. Ott's grandfather, James F. Hennigan, the early Hennigan philosophy was simple: show clients how to create the most spectacular printing possible. This concept led the Hennigans to create a trade publication called Billboard Advertising to educate advertisers on how to best use printing to tell their client's story. Soon, Hennigan was gaining a reputation for printing colorful and effective circus and vaudeville posters. This led them to become the first company widely known to print movie posters. By the time Mr. Ott was growing up, the Plum Street plant of Hennigan Printing was a well-established business, diligently printing for every major company in the greater Cincinnati area. During World War II, Mr. Ott served in the U.S. Coast Guard. He entered the service in 1942 and left a year after the war ended. In 1947, he decided to follow in the family tradition and come to work for Hennigan Printing. The following year, Mr. Ott wed high school sweetheart Mary Patricia Kelly. Despite the fact that his uncle, John E. Hennigan, was running the company, Mr. Ott started his career by learning every aspect of the business. In 1950, the company purchased an in-plant printing operation from one of its regular clients. Mr. Ott had shown so much promise that he took over this operation. But Mr. Ott didn't allow himself the luxury of only one job. He continued to sell the company's services throughout the Cincinnati area. That type of drive and dedication led to his being named Vice President of Sales in 1959. And then in 1968, When his uncle became chairman and CEO, Mr. Ott was selected to take the reins as Hennigan's president. By then, he had over 20 years of experience and had seen how his uncle had embraced technology in order to maintain the highest quality products. Mr. Ott proceeded to equip Hennigan with the best cutting-edge technology in the printing industry. He embraced the efficiency of computers, particularly in the all-important pre-press operations. In 1986, Mr. Ott led the company into the web offset business by purchasing a 38-inch wide 6-color press. The press was erected in a brand new plant located in Florence, Kentucky. In 1996, Hennigan doubled the size of their successful Florence plant and consolidated their Plum Street offices into it. The company prints more than 70 annual reports a year, as well as automotive brochures for many leading car companies and high-end fashion and jewelry catalogs. They are seen as perhaps the premier fine art printer in the country, printing jobs for numerous museums. In addition, Hennigan prints the book form works of some of the finest fine art photographers in the world. In 1981, Mr. Ott spearheaded the downtown Cincinnati streetlight banner campaign. The banner campaign is still successful today.
I think that you just try to do the best possible job that you can and be honest with everybody and fair as you can that's a major thing, I think, and stand behind anything that you do, you know, and if you don't feel it's right, do it again or take care of it. You know, that's a major thing, I think.
Hennigan's world-renowned printing expertise and customary high quality have not gone without notice. The printing industries of America have honored Hennigan with nearly 200 awards since 1996. In 1987, Mr. Ott was presented the American Advertising Federation's Silver Medal Award for outstanding contribution to the advertising industry by the Cincinnati Advertising Club. In 1990, Mr. Ott decided to step down as president, turning the day-to-day operations over to his sons. He still is very active in the business as chairman and CEO. Under Mr. Ott's guidance, Hennigan has donated generously of printing products to the Art Academy of Cincinnati and the School of Design, Art, Architecture, and Planning at the University of Cincinnati. The company has also donated generously to the Cincinnati Art Museum, the Taft Museum, the Contemporary Arts Center, the Cincinnati Zoo, and other Cincinnati organizations. In 1997, Mr. Ott was recognized for this generosity when he was presented with an honorary Doctor of Arts degree from the Art Academy of Cincinnati. In addition, Mr. Ott was elected to the Rochester Institute of Technology Printing Impressions Hall of Fame in 1991. Mr. Ott has served as a trustee of the Cincinnati Zoo, the Cincinnati Historical Society, and the Cincinnati Art Museum. Tonight, we honor his contributions and accomplishments by inducting Robert Ott into the Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Business Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. I want to thank the Junior Achievement Organization and its officers and directors. It's a great honor to be included into the Business Hall of Fame with all of the distinguished former inductees. I'd like to recognize my grandfather, James Hennigan, who started the company in 1886, as I just showed you, along with my uncles and my father, for their effort in continuing the operation of the company, especially John Hennigan, who was a major factor in our success. My sons, Bob Jr. and Kevin, along with a group of fellow workers, are helping us to remain and continue a national leader in our industry. I want to thank my wife, Maisie, for her support for over 52 years of our marriage. And last but not least, I'd like to thank Joe Stern, a man who I greatly admire, for his friendship. Thank you.